people who are the sheep of the shepherd, their souls are connected to the Holy Spirit. And that is why even when they are in the world, for some time, when they are lost, like for example, when I was lost in the world, but when the Spirit of the Lord awake inside of me, it was wide awake inside of me. The Lord called me by name and I heard his voice and I followed him. Whereas it's not the same for every person. As I said, some people, their soul is connected to the spirit of Satan. I cannot force the love of God on anybody. But let's say if I force my parents and they give their life to Jesus just for my sake because they love me, right? Now what's gonna happen? They're gonna enter heaven and they're gonna corrupt heaven because of the sins they still carry. Because why? I force the love of God. Whereas the love of God has to come from within. The fire and the love that I carry for Jesus, I cannot force that on my parents. And the whole reason you cannot make someone drag into heaven. Why? Because the heavens and the earths and the new Jerusalem that the Lord is going to make after the millennium, there's going to be all new earth, new heaven, new Jerusalem, and there is going to be no trace of sin. There is going to be no trace of sorrow. Imagine I brought someone who still is operating in sin and I brought them into heaven. He or she is going to now corrupt the whole of the new heaven, whole of the new order that the Lord has created. That is why the love of the God has to come within. And that can only come within when you are actually not thinking of, oh, if Jesus is there an evidence of Jesus? Oh, is there any history of Jesus? Oh, is there any philosophy for Jesus? Jesus and you is something that is just, it's the love of God. You don't need explanations. You don't need evidence. For example, when I had the encounter, I knew it was a higher power that I had encounter with. And then he revealed himself and he said that I am Jesus, I am who I am. And till now, my faith is something that I don't need Jesus to prove me, or I don't even have to dig inside the world to know if Jesus existed or not. Because that is the faith of a child that the Lord is looking for. Bible says that until and unless you're born again, until and unless you don't have a faith like a child, you cannot enter the heaven. And what is the faith of a child? A child does not need evidence. A child does not need history background if Jesus was alive. A child does not, the child just believes. Whatever you tell the child, he or she will believe. And this is what the Lord is looking in the church. This is what the Lord is looking as a believer. And not a lot of humans have that kind of faith. Some Christians, they are with Jesus on a barter system. Oh, Jesus, I'm going to pray and fast for you. I'm going to go on a fire prayer. I'm going to pray at 3 a.m. But because I'm going to do that fasting and praying, please give me a new job. Because you're doing a barter relationship with Jesus.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. They're doing Rabashi Sara Mama. And then Jesus, where is my wife coming? Where is my husband coming? But you can't have a barter relationship with Jesus. He's your father. Do you have barter relationship with your physical parents? No, right? So why do you want to have a barter relationship with a father that is not in the physical but in the spirit, who's actually the father of your parents?